Good morning, everybody. Just got some gas, and it's such a nice day that I thought we'd do like a short little drive around the battlefield. Not the whole thing, obvi, but part of it or whatevs. And just so you could see it with nice, clear blue, sunny sky. Why, oh, why, Lord, didn't we have this weather on Saturday? But actually, the weather held out for us on our Get Out of the Car tour. Um, it was actually our get out of the car field talk, and so we did that. We got out of the car and we talked in the field, and we saw a bear. And the rain held off until I don't know an hour. No, less than an hour after we finished. So yeah, it was good. It was a good time. It's nice to see everybody, and it was nice to try a different format out in the field where kind of everybody that's there matters. And the wheat field is what we started with, which is very confusing for probably all of us. And it was good to have a bunch of people there, all trying to figure it out for ourselves and help each other figure it out. And had some laughs. We had some fun. And we saw a bear almost ate a group of Boy Scouts, but I guess at the last second decided not to, and he just veered off into the woods. Um, I exaggerate, of course. I exaggerate. Good morning, David. Good morning, Jean. Matthew, hello, sir. Ty, hello. Matthew says the tour was great. I really enjoyed it. Thanks, Matt. You're welcome. Well, the thanks this year goes to Eric Houston. Eric Houston single-handedly saved the Get Out of the Car Tour series because I just was not. There's no. What is it I like to say? The juice ain't worth the squeeze, right? There's. It takes time. It costs money. Nothing comes back. Um, and after a while, you don't mind it at first because in business you do things for free in the hopes that it comes back to you somehow. And so there's no direct ROI on that. So we, and it's time consuming and getting old. I'd like to have a Saturday here and there. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do it. And then Eric's like, well, I'll do it just to shut you up, just to stop your bitching. And I was like, my master manipulation worked yet again. It's the old Tom Sawyer. Well, he made it positive, but same idea. It's the great whitewashing incident. So I got Eric to do something I didn't want to do, which was fantastic. And but he did a great job with it. And he's like, I really didn't do anything. I sent him a text afterwards. I was like, great job today. And he's like, I really didn't do anything. And I said, and that's why I think you did a great job, because you don't realize what you did. And so I'll tell him. I'll tell you all what Eric did. Is he took something off my hands that like I just said, was really not doing anything for me, but that people like. So we're continuing to do it because of Eric. Now, Eric thought he was just shutting me up. He got sick of me whining and complaining. And it was really a very selfish move on his part. He's just, I don't want to hear this idiot bitching, I think is the quote. Um, but in the end, what he did was he kept this thing going. And then I said, okay, well, so now Eric's going to do it and stuff. And Cindy said, she goes, you know what you should do for people like me who are kind of dragged there because, their husband or boyfriend is interested in this. I said, what? She goes, why not make them like 45 minutes or an hour and you call them micro tours? And, you know, that way an hour, she's like, I could suffer for an hour, 2 hours, I want to die. And I go, you know what? I think that's fair. I think that's fair because a lot of people do drag uninterested or disinterested family members on these things. And I think we should make it shorter for them. And while we're doing that, why don't we be more consistent with our uh, formatting changes that involve the audience more? And let's do that here too in the field. So, not just in the taverns, not just on Ask a Guides, but now when we go out in the field, we're doing it the same way we do the Ask a Guides. So, I'm sorry, the Tavern Talks and last year's anniversary shows. Um, so, yeah, so Eric Houston, ladies and gentlemen, savior of the Get Out of the Car tours, field talks, excuse me. Good morning, Jeff. How are you? Ty says, I want a refund for the tour on Saturday. It was supposed to be about the wheat field, but wound up being about the first battle, the battle of First Bear Run. You've had better ones, Ty. You've had better ones. The one that made me laugh was when Lewis said something about Gentle Ben. that made me laugh. Matt Gillespie, thank you very much for the coffee there. I think the allergies are starting to act up. Morning, Paul. Jeff Pasnick, good morning to you. Matt says, I enjoy the questions from the audience. They ask relevant questions and make great points that enhance my understanding. Great format. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is why people need to come to the Get Out of the Car tours. We're doing something new. If you like the old ways, keep going. There's nothing wrong with the old ways. If you're sick of falling asleep in the middle of it and forgetting your questions by the end when they ask for your questions, come to us. We believe in chaos. Jeff says, the preview episode for the Get Out of the Car Tour Field Talk is a great primer for the day. Yeah, and that has like 18,000 views, which is a fluke, I think. Who knows? We'll see. Because obviously 40 people showed up out of 18,000 views. So, the weather doesn't help either. SP says, good morning, Matt. Will there be an announcement about today? Well, I guess there will be now. SP is going to be on the show on Patreon today. And we're doing a show about the British something. And, well, Sharon, why don't you tell us what it is? Tell the audience what it is. I'll read it so that people in the archives can hear it later. Matt Gillespie says, thank you, Eric Houston. TC Day says, late, but got here. Oh, barely late. Barely late. We just started. Eric Houston says, I think we hit the sweet spot at about an hour 15. Yeah. Hour 15 wasn't bad. I mean, we expected it to go over. And I think with the wheat field, well, first of all, let's take out 8 minutes for bear chasing. Okay. so like a bunch of preschoolers on the playground, we're all sitting there, doing our thing, and then somebody yells bear, and then we all go running over to see the bear. So ADD is very real, and it's very real in adults, ladies and gentlemen. Very real in adults. And also, I had to at one point yell out to everybody, let's not forget the lessons of Taurons of Yellowstone, because some people were running a little too close to where the bear was. And now Derek and James from Project Past were also doing that, but they had cameras and, we could use that footage for something. So I was willing to risk their lives, but I was not willing to risk the lives of our friends and our listeners and our tourists, our visitors. But yeah, so take out 8 minutes. I think, like we said, 45 minutes to an hour, they're going to go over. You're not going to, start right on time because, got to, whatever, announcements or anything, any kind of housekeeping we do in the beginning. But the whole point is shorter. That's the idea. That's what we want to aim for because we want to bring more people into this field of interest. And the way to do that is to not make it painful. Okay? I always thought if I were a CIA agent or something and I was caught by the enemy, I'd probably spill secrets if they put me up in a 5-star hotel and I got, all my meals taken care of and I was living in the lap of luxury and they're taking me to, maybe concerts or something. I'd be like, all right, okay, yeah, so let me tell you where the bombs are or whatever. Which is why I'm not a good candidate for the CIA. All right. But yeah, so let's make people comfortable by not making them stand there in the heat for 2 hours. An hour is about the point where you're going to start to lose them. And I thought whether we had some first timers there, which was great, and I hope we see more next time. And I thought that the veterans, people who have been on these, did a very good job. But next time, I'm going to force the first timers to mingle. And actually, we're going to record it the next time, and so we need to have all of the people in one area so the camera can get you, and then Lewis will be, facing you on it with another camera on him. So that's the idea, at least. Cisco said, "When is the next Get Out of the Car tour, please?" We have our full schedule up on our website, addressinggettysburg.com. Go to tours and events or something like that, and you'll see it under there. I don't remember the date offhand, but everything is there. Also, the primer information that I shouldn't say need, but that will behoove you to peruse before the tour or the field talk. I got to start calling it talk. Um, will be available there as well. And don't forget, folks, if you're thinking, oh, I'll get to one of them, two of them this year are for patrons only. So either become a patron at patreon.com/addressing Gettysburg so you have access to those, or wait until the free ones come again. So Patreon tour is in June and August, if I'm not mistaken, and then September and October will be free yet again. Stella said, "We're like a bunch of school kids. A bear? Where?" We all had to go look. We did. I mean, the last time I saw a bear in person, I was horseback riding in the Poconos, and we almost. Oh, actually, that wasn't the last time. That was the first time. So the first time I saw the bear, we almost rode in between the mother and her two cubs. Thank God the little cubs were running, and that caught the guide's eye, and he pointed them out, and they were running on the left side of the trail to cross the trail, and then we looked across the trail and we saw the mother, and he's like,